this works. So anyone that would like to, you just put some questions in the comments there, and I will read for you a reading tarot cards. I do this every week, and I'm just going to apologize for the first of a few times this evening because I did not do this last week. I did not do this last week because I was got a stomach bug about 3 hours before I was going to go live, and realised pretty quickly that that I was not well enough to do this. Thinking I would be the next day, but I was flat on my back the whole next day as well. So this is my first time for a couple of weeks. I see a question in there. Yes, I'll get to you in a minute. I'm doing, hello Karen. I'll do a general readings for the next 10 minutes. From there, for the rest of the hour, I will be taking specific questions. And that's just so I can get to as many people as possible. What do I want to say before we get on with this? I'm giving a class for the new moon on Saturday. It's going to be on Facebook Live for those of you who are here. Hello, Valerie. And I have an offer on, I'm doing a special offer this month on soul songs, so I create music for people. That's how I got started in all this wacky new age stuff. I create music for people, I tune into your energy field and bring through music. And I'm doing an offer on that for this month for 50% off. So let me know if you would like that. Last thing to say before we get started is the class that Lewis and I are going to be doing on the equinox. We've made that a two-part class, so no extra cost, none of that. But just so you know, if you're signing up, there's actually two parts to it. One's going to be on the 20th, and the other is going to be on the 28th. We just felt there was a lot to do, a lot to give, a lot to share, and we want to. It's important to us. So if you want to sign up for that, it's on the website, it's on the Facebook page too. Anyway, ramble. I'm going to get to, gosh, I'm behind a bit here, gosh. Hello everyone. Jose, I'm going to get to your question, and then someone has already asked me a question. I need to get to that. So you said, all right, Jose, you just want a general question reading. Okay. Right. So, Jose, what I'm being shown here is about you and money. I'm seeing it's a little short, a little tight at the moment. I want to just say to you, and I'm not just coming out with this because it sounds good. It is about to change. It's about to change fast and quickly. I mean, if you want to see what I'm looking at, this is where we're starting from. Five of Pentacles can be. Can relate to health as well, but I'm reading this in terms of money here, and shifting to this, which is the Six of Pentacles. In between that, we've got the Eight of Wands. It's about acceleration, at quantum leap, moving quickly, acceleration. So whatever your mindset is right now, let's just say it's money. I think there's a few more strands to it than that. Let's just say it is. Whatever your mindset is about money, can you, if I say let it, it's not fair for me to say let it go. We don't work like that. But can you create some kind of space, some kind of distance between yourself and that thought? Just play with it, okay? Play with it. Because the more it detaches, and it's not like this, it's more like this, okay? That's how we detach from things. It's not a one shot, it's a several shot thing. But I want to say that your situation with money is about to change. Okay? And good. Linda. A friend of mine has asked about having one of the vaccines. And I wanted to read. Actually wanted to answer this question live because and be very specific about. I'm not reading about vaccines. I'm reading about one person, her system, and the particular vaccine she's going to take. So this is not. This is actually a very specific thing for that person. What I'm seeing here, what I'm seeing here for Linda is that she thinks she needs to. I don't see it being a good flow for her body. I see it working out. There's lots of reasons for having the vaccine, aren't there? Health, social, all these things. I see it working out, but I see her body not taking too well to it. Okay. Got Callie. Okay. Yes, indeed. And Callie, I'm looking forward to talking to you in a few days. Looking forward to meeting you, I should say. Okay. Okay, since we're still on the general readings time for this evening, so Callie, what I'm seeing here is that you are playing a little safe, and your spirit. And let's just put it into let's just make some distinctions. So many words start with D. Anyway, let's make some distinctions here. You got your human self, you know, your conversational, everyday self. We've got your spirit. Very generalizing here. Your spirit wants to expand, wants to go boom. Your humans fine, not like pulling back, but wants to just keep things as it is. And I'm using my words intentionally here because I'm not saying ego. I'm not saying ego, but it's like a lot feels quite comfortable around you, and that's good. I wish that for a lot of people right now. It's just that a part of you wants to stand up tall and be seen and so on. And those two, comfort and the call for visibility, don't sit well together. This one is going to win. This one's going to win. The call for visibility is going to win. So just why don't you, instead of doing anything drastic, why don't you sit with that? Why don't you talk to yourselves, talk to these different aspects of you, and see where there's tension, if there's tension, talk to that, let it move, and that I find is the path of grace. Yeah. All right. Karen, how does you want a condo in Hawaii? I was about to say we all want a condo in Hawaii, but I don't want a condo in Hawaii. But for you, I met someone today that had lived there. She's a massage therapist there. You know, I can see it happening, and I think you can do it, is what I'm seeing here. I, oddly enough, and I wish I hadn't said what I said just now, with them in my mouth, but I don't think it's right for you. I think you want it, but I don't think it's right for you. But I wish I hadn't said what I said earlier. Forget what I said earlier, but not that. Forget what I said before that. Okay, Erin, should you think about changing your places of employment or stay where you're at? Okay. Linda, I see you've asked a question there. I'm done with the general questions for now. Please feel free to put a specific question. I will have time. Okay, Erin. I think you should look elsewhere. Erin, from this. Yeah. It's you know, I'm seeing some challenge where you are, but it's not just that. It's almost like you're going backwards. There. Yeah. So I do see somewhere else for you, and I think you should look. Okay, Suzanne. Okay, gonna look at your life with your partner to see when you might be closer to each other. Meaning in proximity, okay. Okay, sorry, it took me a bit of a while. I'm seeing it this year, Suzanne. I'm seeing it around August, September. Okay, and you need to have the conversations, the two of you. You need to have some of the tough conversations, not just be circling around it, but do that, do that. Do that, and I'm seeing you closer together physically and proximally August, September this year. Okay. Miranda, should you rent your house to this family? I get a yes on that. I didn't check, but I get a yes on that. To rent the house to that family. Okay, Angela, I'm doing specific questions now. Please feel free to put a specific question in. I will have time. Kelly, should you get a puppy soon? Oh yes, yes, that looks really good for you to get a puppy soon. I think I think that's one of those questions that I think you knew the answer to already. A source of love, a source of affirmation. Yes, absolutely. Elizabeth, should you try and work or just focus on your family and your schooling? Oh, I do. I really do think you should try and work at the moment. Um, I've got two affirmations of this, Elizabeth. One is that actually, they're the same kind of thing. It's both about focus. One is if you're working, it's interesting. Sometimes we think, oh, the more we do, the harder something gets. Actually, sometimes it's the opposite. The more we have to do, the more we get done. The more we stay focused. And what I'm getting shown here is how energy flows when we have a direction. And so you working at the moment, there's there's a lot of let's say masculine energy, and in by which I mean it's directed, it's directed, it's not contained, but contained like a riverbed contained. When I look at you focusing on studies and family, it's like your energy is getting dispersed. It's like a riverbed without the banks. So yes, I do think you should, what are your words? Try and work at the moment. Yeah. Alex, okay. You're in the period. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Alex, here's what I have to say to you. If the wrong place for you to be looking right now is outside. Okay, so we go through these moments and periods of attrition or squeeze and so on. What I'm getting shown here is your, shall we say, your younger nature. Your younger nature. So you're looking at yourself as a guy in your 20s and so on. And how can I do this? Okay, if I knew this, if I had this, it would be different. Okay. Now, it's just that's what's flaring up, but it's not true. It's not true. Doesn't matter your age or what you're supposed to know or supposed not to know about this. It's just not. It's just not true. I see it's in your face. I see that's what is coming up, but it's not. It's not going to help. How about that? Um, the and what is calling your attention? Okay, because it's loud. What is calling your attention is distracting you. So you need to have some discipline right now to not be giving so much attention to what is bugging you. It's bugging you from inside, it's bugging you from outside, of course. But the only place you have control is inside, of course. You know that. So here is a good question for you to ask yourself for the next. The question is, what what am I missing right now? What am I missing? What am I not seeing right now? Okay, because that's going to be completely opposite to what you are seeing right now. Case in point, and this comes up in these readings from time to time. I'm looking in this direction, right? I'm looking at my phone right now. I'm looking at my phone right now while I'm not looking at this beautiful painting behind me, which I should tell you about sometime. I'm not focusing on that, I'm focusing on this. And so when distractions are eating up your attention, you are missing grace. So a question for you, Alex, if I'm passing on guidance right now, is what are you missing? Not right now, but that's the question to ask yourself like about 11 times a day for the next week and a half. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Hey, Ginger. Oh, it's a long message. Before I start reading, by the way, I love the pictures of your family you posted. Just gorgeous. Okay. Wondering how long this current phase of life might last. It's been very obvious to me that my husband and I enter a new phase around November. The relationship solid as ever, but curious as to what we're supposed to be learning right now with all the chaos going on around us, doing our best to weather the storm. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me pass three things on to you about this current phase, which you're not done yet. Okay, I wanna say, oh, poof, it's done, it's gone, it's past. But no, you're not done yet. There's looking like another couple of months of this to go. Yeah, we need to say that. Okay, let me pass on three things about this time right now. I'm going to confirm what you haven't said, but I think you're thinking that this is a period of karmic clearing going on. It absolutely is. Yes, may as well just let it do its thing. Secondly, that old adage, it's how, I forget it now, it's how you danced in the rain. You know the one I mean. I'm forgetting the first part of that. But the second thing is it's about you looking for the, as my friend just said, the sweet things. The sweet things. She goes, the sweet things in the moment, the opportunities of the moment that just present themselves to you. Because otherwise, it's a tough time. That's all. That's the only way you can look at it. The only way you can read it. Like I was just saying to Alex, where the things that are really stealing your attention, that is actually not the full truth of the situation and the matter. It's the sweet things that present themselves to you. Give attention to that, and that 2 months I just talked about, that's going to shrink. It's going to shrink, not vanish, but shrink. The third thing is, I just need to say, your husband, he is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And you know, this particular phase, it's not enjoyable. I'm familiar with these, believe me. Come the end of our lives, we're not going to remember these times. We're not going to remember these times. These times are a blip in a blip in but we will get to the end of our lives much stronger. And I want to say that about your husband, becoming he already is strong. I'm not saying that, but becoming stronger and stronger, just a multiple of himself. So there's a lot of fruit, a lot of grace in this time, Ginger. Yeah. Okay. Kathy. Reading about your work. Oh. Well, Kathy, whatever it is you do, it looks really good. It looks really good. And if I can just add a little more other than just saying it's really good lots of times. Huh. And yeah, I see more money and opportunities, but that's not where I'm going with this. Huh. I just need to find the words here. Okay. Whatever it is you do for work, Kathy, you've got this opportunity to bring some worlds together. So, look, if you're watching this, you're into new agey stuff, aren't you? So, of course, when we go to work, in some respects, or we show up in a business professional capacity, we don't bring maybe these aspects of us into it, or these aspects of it into us. But there are ways to do that, because spirit, energy, metaphysics, it's all around whatever it is we do. And so let's just say you did a traditional work. What you can be doing is what I'm seeing here is for you to be putting more of yourself into this, like that. That's compounding. It's multiplying. So consider, this is the only visual I can give you. Consider that you could pluck energy out of the air. I'm seeing it spherical, it's like orbs. You could pluck it out of the air, but it's like fuel, it's like gas, it's like a propellant. You could pluck it out of the air and you could put it into something. So for example, let's just say you've got a meeting, you've got a presentation, you've got a proposal, these sorts of things. You've got a report to write, whatever. Pluck a ball of energy out of nowhere, okay? I would say try and feel it in your hands, okay? It coheses that way, and then put that into whatever you're doing at the moment. I've never thought of before. It never come to me before. But your work is looking, to your question, your work is looking good. It's looking really good. I know I just gave you a bit of a strange exercise to do there, but really, what's the root of what I've just said is put more of yourself in. I don't see you holding back, but put more of yourself in. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Amber, when will your son get out of this funk? And hello, Peg, by the way. Oh, um, not immediately is a short answer, but by the end of the year. Look, I'm seeing how weighed down he is. Funk is a good word. It's 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 not great right now. Right now what's going on is he's trying to process stuff he doesn't know how to process. Now that that's going to change form because whether he wants to or not, whether we want to or not, we do process. It happens. That's the grace of life, the grace of God. So it's I see it lightening up going into late summer, early fall. And when I say lightening up, it lightens up into just simple overwhelm. And overwhelm is a lot easier to deal with than what I'm seeing and dealing with right now. But by the end of the year, let me see, there is a shift by the end of the year. I just want to see when it's going to be. Oh yeah, it, he's going to be feeling a bit more like himself come October, and then it just gets brighter and brighter, brighter and brighter. November is looking great. December is looking even more so. So yeah, there's a few more months of this. You know, I feel for people when they ask about their kids, and I know he's not young, but you know, he's still one of your kids, isn't he? And I don't like to give guidance flippantly about people's children. I know how it affects us. So, but anyway, and I'm saying that because I want to say to you, Amber, let him go through. Don't take it on for him, okay? It's it's challenging, but it's fortifying too. You know, remember he's equipping himself with, what did we say, coping strategy, coping and management, inner management abilities. You've got to let him do that. You've got to let him do that. All right. Nikki, how does your change at work look? By the way, when I'm breathing like this and doing weird handy stuff, we are changing the energy connections and inputs from one person to the next, okay? Because that's just how we do it. Someone asked me that the other day, why do you do the breathing stuff? Why do you do the sounds? You know, that's why. They look really good. They look really good, Nikki. Whatever you've done, whatever you're doing, good choices. Good choices. Tracy, will your legal issue be in your favour? Yes. I'm getting a good read on this being in your favour, Tracy. Something seems to have slowed down at the moment. So that hanged man we've got right in the middle here. I think I mentioned that the other day to you. But no, in terms of positive outcome, I'm getting a yes. Good. And Emily and Rhonda, I'll answer yours next. Okay. When will you begin hearing positive responses for interviews from the organisations you applied for jobs? What do I do during this time since I'm not hearing back from anyone? When will you? Emily, I'm getting that you're going to start hearing back this month. Given that, I'm not sure what to say to your next question. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. There's an expression, and never mind the last person I heard it from. I'm not going to mention that person's name here. An expression: think past the finish line, and that means doing more than you need to do. Well, sorry, I'm sorry. That's one of the ways of interpreting it. Doing more than you need to do, because you're going further than you need to go, and so it's a human action, of course. It's a human action that has an etheric counterpart, because etheric is where it's all coming from. It is, and so let's just say what day is it today? Tuesday. Let's just say for the rest of the week you just go into a frenzy about sending resumes out more than you need to. They call that a numbers game, don't they? That in part opens up pathways. A lot of things we do on the physical do that, and the route of where I'm going with this is for you to be opening opening up, expanding your capacity to receive, right? That's how I look at things in the non-physical when I want things to happen on the physical, which you do. So it's not a question. I see it happening soon, but I'd like you to plug yourself in from this to this. Okay, think past the finish line. Do more than you have to. Just go into a frenzy for a couple of days on that. Rhonda. You have many feelings about the need for change in your life, work, relationship, finding a soul tribe. Does Spirit have a message of where to start? Okay, let me first say, Rhonda, I affirm the messages that you're getting. Yes, there's a lot of change going on around you, because there's a lot of change going on in you. I've said to a couple of people tonight about certain actions to take. I just said to Emily, didn't I? The person before you said, just do lots of that. And I want to say the opposite to you. Don't start with an action here. You've asked where do I start? Start inside. And I know, start within. Everything's no. Start within. Maybe I need to show you some of these cards. No, I'm not going to do that, because both these cards I'm looking at have naked women on the front, and I learned my lesson a few weeks ago about not showing naked women on cards on when I'm on video, so I'm not going to do that. But suffice to say, suffice to say, the messages on two of these cards that I'm looking for are about the inner self fully coming out. And that, if I can speak to that part of you, I can't really give it a name, because to call it the spirit isn't really doing it a justice, but there's a part of you that's kind of been keeping itself small, keeping itself contained and constricted, and with a lot of your interactions and your communications, waiting to see what the other person does and says first, and you respond to that. Okay, and what if you're looking for a place to start? It looks like the complete opposite. So you are putting your essence out. You are projecting your vibration out. Like that's what needs. Sing, fine. Sing, fine. If you want an action, sing. Sing in the shower. Sing in the kitchen. Sing in the car. Whatever. But there's an action for you. But even that action is secondary to the letting this part of you. I just need to feel it. Letting this part of you come out, be louder, giving it trust, giving it respect, you giving it respect, not anyone else, not even me, giving it respect. Because how is anyone else supposed to? You're going to get a new tribe, you're going to do new things, new relationship, all these things are going to be a response to what you are letting out of you. I could yak on and on and on and on and on about that, but let's just be really simple and say connect to it, tune yourself to it, be with it, and then do absolutely anything because at that point you'll be connected, and anything you do will be effective. Yeah. Okay. Katie, what do you need to do to help your daughter figure out her place in the world? She's obviously an artist, but she and I struggle to connect. Two peas in the same pod, according to my mother. Okay. What do you help her daughter figure out her place in the world? Okay. Okay. I'm going to be very, very brief here, Katie, and say two things to you about this, because it's a far longer conversation. One is let her come to you. You know when we try and give someone advice and they haven't really asked for it, something goes off in them. The barriers, the walls go up. When we try and bring, what should we say, unsolicited advice to someone. So turn it around. Let her come to you. Let her come to you. Again, longer conversation to have here. But the second thing to say is, don't be. Lisa, I'll come to you in a second. Okay. When you speak to her, because it's easy for me to say, let her come to you. When you speak to her, don't tell her what to do or what she should do or what she ought to do. tell her what you have, share with her what you have done, right? It's a whole different frequency. If you could see the energetics of it, one of them bounces off itself, and one of the ought and the should and the telling bounces off. The sharing what you have done in your own life, that gets received, it gets heard, and that's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for her to hear you. Yeah. For anyone that's new on this right now, there's lots of comments here, and I just scroll through as they come. So please forgive me if I miss anyone. It's not my intention, and I will reach out later on. But yeah, I just do my best to go through the questions as they come. Lisa, I've lost your question. Would you mind just putting it again? And all right, Patty. By the way, Patty, you were totally right about that date. It was March. Okay, you're hiring for 2 positions at the church. Is at least one application that has been submitted perfect? Well, good might be a better word. I'm just trying to understand. Is at least one application that has been submitted perfect for the admin or the bookkeeper? Is at least. Okay. Okay. Yeah, one of them is I think the word we're looking for is ideal. One of the applications you've received is ideal for one of those 2 positions you've just mentioned there. So yes, short answer. Okay, Lisa, I don't see your question, so I'll just go on. Madison, I'm wondering if I know when I'll move out. Okay. Oh, hold on. You've asked something else. Oh, it's the same question. Wondering when you're going to move out. Okay. Okay, Madison, I'm getting that the moving out is going to happen next year, which might not be what you want to hear. If I got a read, like a couple of people asked me when questions and timing questions tonight, and the first thing I do is I look at, well, we're looking at this year, we're looking at next year. And when I get this year, that's when I start to narrow down to months, as it were. But I'm getting that you're moving out next year. With things like this, for what it's worth, because I don't know what your interest in metaphysics is, when we get kept in a position for a while, irritating, annoying, frustrating though it is, we're there for a reason. We're there for a reason, and simple to say, but if that weren't the case, it wouldn't be the case. So you're where you are. Just know that you're where you are for the time being, because you have to be there. Okay. So I'm out of time for this evening. I want to just share again, I'm doing an offer for this month for soul songs, soul melodies. I connect with your energy and create music for you. So I'm doing a 50% discount on that. On Saturday on Facebook Live, I'll be doing a class for the new moon. We've got new moon in Pisces. A lot of opportunity with that one over the weekend. On the equinox, I'm giving a class with my very dear friend Lewis, and I need to just share that it's going to be in 2 parts. So no extra. Right, I will do that, Lisa. Yes, I will, because I wanted to do that earlier. So no extra cost for the class, but it's actually me in 2 parts over 2 days on the 20th and the 28th. I'm getting a yes on that, Lisa. So that's great. That's great. Okay, but I will finish up now. Yeah, reach out to me if you're interested in any of those. Well, if you would like the soul melody, the rest you can find on my page there. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you all for staying with me for the hour. I do try and keep it to the hour, because people ask me questions during the week, and I'm like, well, I do this for free, and jump on if you want to. I apologise for anyone I've missed. It's never the intention, never at all. I started a membership type thing last year, and on one of the levels of that, what I do is a small group reading where I can sort of do back and forth. I can do back and forth. I can talk to you, because I can't talk to people now, So with one of the levels of my membership service thing, we have a group reading, like we got one on Sunday, and people can ask questions, and I can talk back, and we can really get somewhere. Later in the month, I also do a group channeling for those people, and it's lovely. It's like we're into like the 7th or 8th month of it, and there's like a energy form available, because there's been momentum, it's built up, and now the Spirit's doing different things with that and through the people and so on. So it's exciting. So that's my Patreon site, but anyway, don't need to get onto that. So why don't we take a breath together? I just want to say a brief prayer for you and for your families and for everything that's important to you, for everything that's going well, for everything that might not be. We take a breath into both. We allow in grace. Well, my love to you all. Blessings to your families. Thank you for being with me, and I will see any of you that want to on Saturday.